The countdown to the most anticipated night in Hollywood started today with the announcement of the 2015 Oscar nominations. Birdman, starring Michael Keaton in his first Oscar-nominated performance, tied with Wes Anderson's whimsical Grand Budapest Hotel for a whopping 9 nominations. For a look at who made the cut on the list of nominees, earlier I spoke with Mike Sargent, film critic and host of On Screen. Mike, so good to have you on Arise America.
I'm very glad to be here.
It's been a minute.
It's been quite a minute.
And how apropos to have you on to talk about these Oscar nominations that just came out this morning. A lot of surprises.
Not to me.
Not to you, really? So let's just get straight to it. Selma, only nominated for Best Picture and I think in the music category as well. There's got to be a backstory because this is only a snub.
Well, it is definitely a snub, and I think there's several reasons why. I think part of it is there clearly was a campaign against it. And the campaign of the idea that calling Selma inaccurate or having such what they're calling glaring inaccuracies, which is untrue anyway, what that does is it means that the Academy can't get behind it. That's the reason she didn't get the PGA nom. It's the reason she didn't get the DGA nom. What essentially it does is it's saying they can't support something that's quote unquote historically inaccurate. They can't get behind that. Now, the irony of that is this is Hollywood. You know, birth of a nation. Hello. You know, this is what Hollywood does.
And it's a film. It's not a documentary.
This is very true. And the other irony part of this is that all the films that are nominated, especially Golden Globes for the films nominated, but quite a number of them are based on true stories. You know, and they all have inaccuracies.
And here's the thing. Let's move forward. You know, someone made this assessment, and it's really quite disheartening. No actor or actress of color were nominated, making this the quote-unquote whitest Oscars since 1998. Does this issue go beyond, you know, Hollywood glitz and glam?
It goes beyond it because, like everything else in America, you know, racism here is institutionalized. There was a report that came out last year called the 2014 Hollywood Diversity Report. It's put together by Ralph Bunche's group. And there's a quote in there. The quote says, "When marginalized groups in a society are absent from the stories a nation tells about itself, or when media images are rooted primarily in stereotype, inequality is normalized and is likely to be reinforced over time through our prejudices and practices." And that, to me, says it all. You know, this is the way Hollywood does it. You know, 2 years ago, when Argo won, Argo was full of inaccuracies, but Hollywood likes to celebrate itself. The biggest inaccuracy was that the main character is a Latin man. It was played by Ben Affleck. Didn't stop it from winning Best Director, Best Picture, all these awards. So it's ridiculous, in my opinion, to snub a film like Selma. Okay, because let's face it also, historically, there've only been 4 black directors ever nominated for an Oscar. Clearly none of them women, and no one's ever won.
Yeah, it's a missed opportunity in that regard, and it's such a shame. My heart goes out to the entire cast that was associated with the film. So let's go through those who were nominated, talk about those that got snubbed along the way, and we'll start off with the Best Picture.
Well, I think Best Picture, and it did get nominated in that category, and it's only because they've expanded it. They did in 2008, they expanded to having 10 films. I think all the films in there are worth it. Perhaps except Foxcatcher to me. I thought that was it's a decent movie, not anything close to Oscar worthy.
Well, Foxcatcher was snubbed in that category. So
in that category,
you expected.
I expected that, and I agree with that snub because I don't think it's that great a film. I don't think Steve Carell deserves an Oscar necessarily for that role. I think it was good. It was interesting to see, but in Best Picture, for me, I believe it's probably going to be Boyhood. Though my 2 favorites were Whiplash and Birdman.
Okay, all right, let's just go through all of them to be thorough. It's American Sniper, Birdman, Boyhood, The Grand Budapest Hotel, The Imitation Game, Selma, The Theory of Everything, and then Whiplash.
Grand Budapest Hotel, probably the best thing I think that director has ever done.
Yeah, and it was Birdman and Boyhood that led in the number of nominations, right?
Yes, it did.
Yeah, so we should get that in. Okay, let's go through Best Director, and they are Wes Anderson, Alessandro Gonzalez, you say his last name.
Inoratu.
There we go, thank you. Richard Linklater, Bennett Miller, Morton Tilden. Any surprises here for you?
Probably the Morton Tilden. I mean, I thought Theory of Everything is definitely a solid movie. I didn't think it's one of the best pictures of the year. No. Okay. Though it's a good movie, it's solid. There are no surprises there, again, because, you know, the Golden Globes, and you look at the DGAs, and you look at what was nominated, you know, these are nominated by their peers.
Right. And in this Best Director category, 2 snubs that are of note, of course, Ava DuVernay, who is the director of Selma. We've already talked about her, but also Clint Eastwood for American Sniper, who is in the Best Picture nomination.
Category.
So he finds himself in that same situation.
I love Clint Eastwood. Don't get me wrong. American Sniper is a damn good movie. Not worthy of any kind of Oscar nomination for directing. There's nothing he did in there that is advancing the form. Boyhood advanced the form. Birdman advanced the form. These are films that, in my opinion, are worthy of the highest, award in the land.
Let's quickly get through Best Actress and Best Actor. We got less than a minute to do that. In the Best Actress, there's Marion Cotillard, right? Felicity Jones, Julianne Moore, Rosamund Pike, and Reese Witherspoon.
I think it's Julianne Moore's year.
Yeah?
I think so. I think she's due, and she does give a great performance.
She sent out a very lovely tweet thanking people for supporting her. And she's a class act. I do like her. Of course, Jennifer Aniston was not included in this category.
Which is a shame. But I think eventually she will get nominated.
Okay, and then finally, Best Actor. You already mentioned Steve Carell, so we know you don't think he's going to win it. Bradley Cooper, Benedict Cumberbatch, Michael Keaton, Eddie Redmayne.
Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad about him winning. Let me put it like that, because he gives a transformative, similar to David Oyelowo, a transformative performance.
Well, speaking of David Oyelowo, he got snubbed, and that's
yes,
unfortunate.
Yes, he did, and it is unfortunate, especially to give it to some of the other people. I mean, Benedict Cumberbatch, great actor, it was not a stretch for him to do what he did.
Yeah, we'll be all talking about this until the Oscars come up.
Yes, we will.
Mike Sargent, so good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. You're watching Arise America.